right, we have Stuttering John Melendez back in for part two.
Part two.
So now we left off with Trump, right?
Yeah, Secret Service.
Secret Service. So tell me what happened with the Secret Service.
No. I didn't get to the Secret Service.
Yeah, I mean, we left off with the call to Air Force
the call.
One.
So,
and then we kind of started with the Secret Service because they had come. I think Rob asked you. Now, what happened after that?
So they came back, like I didn't know. So we were celebrating. And then the kids, so maybe I did say this. I can't remember anymore. I was getting a little drunk at that point. but so the kids, the kids' neighbors said the Secret Service was there, and then the agent called me, and then, so then I called the Secret Service, and then didn't I tell you that about Avenatti that he called?
No.
Okay, so what happened was, I'm on the bowl at Pickwick Pub, and I call, and I'm like, the Secret Service wants to talk to me now. So I call, and then I'm on the phone with them, and I go, so you want to talk to me? Yes. I go, do you want to just talk to me, or you want to arrest me? And they said, we can't tell you that. I said, okay, should I bring an attorney? And they said, that's up to you. So then I walk outside, and I call Michael Avenatti. I look for his phone number online, and I call Avenatti, and I say, could you get me out of this? Could you handle this? He goes, yeah, I got it. So he takes me on for free, pro bono.
Pro bono.
Pro bono.
Well, he wanted to be in the newspapers that he was, Stuttering John's lawyer from Howard Stern.
And you know what? He's such a fucking media whore that when I was supposed to do a CNN special piece, and then he goes, John, I'll take care of it. And then he did it.
Dirty
motherfucker. I know. But
what else is new? Right?
I know. But he ended up calling them and go, okay, are you going to arrest my client? They said no. He goes, can I have that in writing? They said no. He said, well, then he's not coming. And that was it. And then it went away. But the funniest thing is then I get the call from Kathy Griffin.
But hold on, John. Didn't they file a lawsuit against you for the call? No.
No. Because my son, who's the smartest fucking kid, and he was maybe 13, 12, he looked it up. Apparently, it's illegal to impersonate, another politician if you use it for a monetary gain. I wasn't making any money doing this. This is all free. So I didn't really break any laws. They had nothing. What the Secret Service and the Trump administration was trying to figure out is how the fuck did this guy get through that easily?
And it was on Google
in less than 2 hours. Now, granted, look, I'm a skilled fucking fuck up. I'm a skilled prankster. And I was there. I pulled the Sean Moore out of my ass and the English accent that was the worst in history. But it was that easy, which says something about his administration. Look, if you're Republican or Democrat, you have to be worried. If I can get Air Force One to call me twice that easily.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Just as an American, you got to go, what the fuck?
That's fucking scary is what it is, right? Now, I know you're a Democrat, right? And really, I'm just for whoever's best.
Yeah.
Now, just to even things out, because I've had Roger Stone in and a couple other Republicans, but I've also had some Democrats in.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're going to push out, in my opinion, just watching it, and believe it or not, I just go for whoever I think is best. I think they put, and we're staying away from political, this is just an opinion. I think they put him in there, give him 18 months, then they'll say that he's retarded. The guy did have brain fucking surgery.
Who?
Biden. And then wouldn't then Harris be president and Pelosi vice president? I'm asking you, not politically, just like an education.
Well, first of all,
he's not going to make it 4 years.
Are you kidding? How much you want to bet? You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll bet you right now. I will bet you. Well, unless he dies of a heart attack. But I'll bet you $300 right now he will make his whole fucking 4
All right, let's bet.
All right.
$300.
$300.
Legal bet.
Dude, he's fucking smarter than a whip.
Who?
Joe Biden.
Oh, boy. Okay, next question.
All right.
Okay, so tell me about the Secret Service. I interrupted you.
No, that was all over, and then it went away. And then Kathy Griffin calls me. John, yeah, you have to take these people seriously. They put me on the no-fly zone because you remember what she did when she had the Trump head, and the only time she talked to me like this long, and I love Kathy, but for an hour she's talking to me, telling me the evils of the Secret Service, and and how they fucked her over and her life, her essential. Look, I got to be honest with you, Tommy. Hollywood is just this. When you have something going on like I did then, I was on top of the world. Like everybody, I was on every news station, all over. Then you have a Kathy Griffin, like when I was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and I was like the star of that show. Then you have a Kathy Griffin. I love you on the show. That's when they call. They don't call when nothing's going on. And I hate to throw this guy in the bus, but I will. Greg Grunberg, he's J.J. Abrams' good buddy. When all this is going on, Greg Grunberg, hey, come be in, band from TV, come join our band, come play with us, great. Oh, Greg, come do my show. Yeah, he does. Come do my show. I do his show. And then what happens after that whole, Trump phone call goes away? I can't get Greg Grunberg to do fucking any show of mine.
Well, it's the same when you have money. Everybody's around, right? When you could take people out to the VIP, you got more friends than you can count.
Yeah.
The second you're going through a tough time, where the fuck is everybody?
Tommy, this is Hollywood. This is what Hollywood is.
Yeah.
It's so funny to watch. If you get a hit movie, you get this, you get that. Like, even when I got the Tonight Show, I'm not going to mention names, but there were comics, hey, can you get me tickets? And they would hang out and oh, that's cool, hang out with fucking Jay and John will give you a tour, They're all cool. Then the Tonight Show ends. Do you hear from these people ever again? Tommy, that's Hollywood. Mm-hmm. They're all full of fucking shit. And I'll tell you right now, I'm a New Yorker, and I'm from New York. And my friends since high school are still my friends. And I think you can understand this. Mm-hmm. They are my friends for life. They don't care if I'm a fucking multi-millionaire, which, I wasn't multi, but they don't care if you're on top, if you're fucking sweeping floors. They don't care. They're your friends for life.
For life, because they were your friends before you were anybody.
Yes.
Right? So that friendship grew naturally, not because you're on the biggest fucking radio show ever.
Yes.
King of media. Then you go from that, to Leno. That's probably you couldn't get any, as far as talk show, radio, whatever you want to call it, there's nobody bigger than Stern, period. End of discussion. Whatever he paid, it doesn't matter. You were on it. You were a big part of the fucking show. Nobody's bigger than him. Then you go from that to Leno, who was then back and forth with Letterman. Sometimes Letterman had better ratings, sometimes Leno.
Well, Jay, for the most part, was always we always beat Dave. It was a rarity.
Yeah, once in a while.
Once in a blue moon, Dave would beat us when but for the most part, we were always on top, and believe me, we knew about it.
No, I used to
don't think for a second they don't watch every fucking. I'll tell you how weird. Tommy, this just to give everybody in your audience a little insight how TV works. They look at every quarter hour, every 15 minutes. They watch where if viewers are going up, down. So if I had a correspondent piece, which would be right after the monologue, they do a comedy piece. They would know what the drop off or what they gained in that comedy piece, and if there was more drop off consecutively, 2 or 3 correspondent pieces, they get rid of that correspondent.
Just like that.
Because it's not, that's how it works.
And that's prime time.
Every 15 minutes, you are judged by that 15 minutes.
Let me ask you this. When you're working with Leno, right? And I got a couple more questions for Howard.
Yeah, of course. Ask me anything you want. Anything you want, okay.
Yeah,
It's my bad, Jay
I
Leno.
want to ask you a couple questions about Stern yet, but who gives a fuck? We're hanging out. We do what we want,
Yeah.
right? But so we're on Leno. Did he hate? A couple questions. Did he hate Letterman?
No.
They were cool.
Jay never hated Letterman. Jay doesn't really have. Jay doesn't have it in his blood to hate anybody. Like he gives people second chances, third chances. Jay taught me a
He's an
very
Italian guy.
yes. Jay taught me a very good lesson, Tommy, and this is something that we should all live by. He always says, like, if somebody, like in show business or whatever, says something about you publicly or, says something shitty about you, he always just picks up the phone and calls you. Like, you'll never get away with it. Like, if you ever wanted to trash Jay, he'll call you the next day. Hey, John, I don't understand why you trash. Okay.
So should I trash him so he calls me so
No,
I
no,
can get him on the show?
But I'll give you an example, Tommy. Like he said to me, the late, great Ralphie May, I knew was going to stutter on the R. He was at the Tempe Improv after I was coming up in 2 weeks. And I knew Ralphie. I put him on my show. I was at the Philly Improv, Pittsburgh Improv. He said, John, can I do 15 minutes? I go, of course. Because, just like you are, we're New Yorkers or whatever, we're like, fuck, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, I don't care. So I'd let him do that. And we were friends. I hung out with him when we got stoned, me and Ralphie and Jeff Ross at Jeff Ross's place, Manhattan, and we were friends. He's on stage at the Tempe Improv, and he's going through who's showing up, and he sees my name, and he goes, you don't need to see that, and disparaged me. Somebody called me when I was on Tonight Show. Hey, I just want to let you know that Ralphie May said this, trashed you. So I said to Jay, I go, Jay, I don't, it's kind of weird for me, because I'm friends with Ralphie. I don't know why he would do that. I mean, we've always been cool. And he goes, John, just pick up the phone and call him. I go, really? Yeah, just call him. Sure enough.
He's right.
Tommy, I called Ralphie. I said, Ralphie, I'm just curious, why you trash? He goes, John, I'm so sorry. They just gave me a thing, and I was trying to be funny, and I was going through I'm so sorry. I go, it's all good, man. And that's the great thing, because if not, the animosity would grow and grow and grow, and then I would trash Ralphie, and then he would hear I trash him, and he wouldn't know why. So instead, it was thwarted just by me fucking giving the olive branch, if you will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Extending the olive branch. But it was, if that didn't happen.
You would probably be still fighting today.
Well, yeah, but he's dead. But,
I mean, if he was alive.
Yeah. But that's the intelligence of Jay is don't let. He always says, even before he goes on stage, handle all your bank accounts. Don't have an argument with you. Everything. Just go on clear-headed. You don't need all this minutia, twirling around in your head. Do you understand, Tommy?
Yeah, that's how I was taught from my father figure. Not my father figure.
Yeah.
That's how I was taught. If you and somebody have a problem, a grudge, and this is from a guy, what I'm talking about, but we'll keep it between us. And this is from a guy that, whatever. And he used to say, look, if somebody does something that upsets you, deal with it like a man. Not violently. Deal with it. Otherwise, it's just going to torture you. You're only torturing yourself.
That's a very good point.
And he says, if you got a problem with somebody, before it gets violent, make the call. Say, hey, let's have coffee. And be respectful and just say, why the fuck did you do that? And then you know what, Tom? He said you'll walk out of there at peace. Inside, yourself.
Yep.
And it never escalates to anything more.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And that, and if all of us as a race, you know, I mean, did that, we would be a much happier bunch of people, wouldn't we?
And who taught you that? A fucking Italian, right? Huh? Forget it. You do look
Hey,
a fucking Italian.
Forget about it.
You do look fucking Italian.
Everyone always thinks that, but I'm actually half Danish and Puerto Rican. So.
Well, you look it and you act it. You know.
Well, in New York, half my friends are Italian.
Right, so it kind of let off onto you, right? Yeah. But I mean that's and you know what, I like that about Leno. I was a like mid fan of his. I liked Letterman better, to be honest. But after you just told me that, I'm a fan of fucking Leno, and I like his car show, by the way.
Well, I'll tell you this, Tommy. I liked Letterman in the beginning more than Jay. But then when Jay got the show, and Letterman became so bitter, I started to go, you're getting paid $5, $6 million, $10 million, $20 million a year, and you act like I didn't get the show I wanted, And then Jay, I still was probably I liked Letterman, but then when Jay had Kevin Eubanks on as his, as his musical director, then I don't know, I started liking Jay better, and I used to even argue with Artie. I'm like, nah, I like Jay better. How do you like Jay better than fucking Letterman? And I go, I like Jay better. So it's weird how all that
until you just told me that I liked Letterman better, but now that you told me that is a lesson to learn. Just like you were teaching people about the stuttering.
Yeah.
I hope that somebody that has that issue watches the part 1.
Yeah.
And that helps them, because man, that sucks. And I when I went through the video from yesterday, I mean, you wouldn't even know that you were stuttering. I know,
but I was telling you why.
Yeah, well, you taught yourself. And I played a little bit of it for an accountant I work for, and he's like, wow, he's really, like, he's not stuttering at all. Are you sure? Like, he didn't believe it was you at first.
But be honest, first he said, wow, he aged badly.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He said, that's Stuttering John, because he's waiting for you to go.
I feel like I'm next to you, and you're a good-looking dude, and I'm this old fuck sitting here. It's fucking awful.
Don't worry, you broke enough balls yesterday that I deserve this. This guy's probably fucking got 27 covers on him right now, fucking hiding under his pillow.
That dude Tyler, man, he was that guy came in. I swear, he looked like he was straight off the fucking set of Revenge of the Nerds 3.
I mean, you hit him pretty good. But as a comedian, it's got to be tough not to. I had David Lucas in.
Okay.
He's a funny fuck.
Yeah.
You know who that is?
No.
He does a lot at the Comedy Store.
Oh, okay.
He's opening up for Chappelle, Rogan.
Oh, yeah. I love Dave Chappelle, by the way.
Yeah. No, Lucas is a
Hey, I'll tell you a funny story about Dave Chappelle.
Tell me.
Did I tell you what already?
No.
At Howard's birthday party, we were in like a hotel bar, but it was like upstairs. There wasn't no windows. It was like we were upstairs somewhere. Me, like 2 other white guys, like from the Stern Show staff, and Dave Chappelle. So I light a doobie. So I take a few hits, give it to the next white guy. He takes a few hits, give it to the next white guy. He takes a few hits, give it to Chappelle. And he goes, take a hit. And the security comes over and goes, hey, you can't smoke pot in here. And Dave's like, oh, so the white guys were liable, the black guys start smoking. You bust his ass. And it was so fucking funny, dude. So funny.
Because they hit him because he was black, right?
Dave Chappelle is... Dude, that guy, I love that guy. He's so sweet. He is... Tommy, he's such a sweet guy, And I've met a lot of really sweet people.
The guy turned down fucking $1 gazillion. You know what I mean?
Well, because he believed in what he wanted to do.
That's what I'm saying. And you got to respect that. Of
course.
Of course. And, I've watched a lot of his interviews and stuff, and he's a cool fucking dude. I would, I'd love to sit across from him, not for the fucking views. Who gives a fuck? I don't, honestly, I don't do it like I told you last night, I do this like therapy. It's just cool meeting people like when I'm, 16, 17. Did I ever think in a million years I'd be sitting next to Stuttering John? You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate it.
Or Greg Caden, who solved the Tupac case.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's a hell of a guy. Greg Caden is,
if
you're ever going to get arrested, he's the one you want to arrest you. Because you know why? because he's only there to do his job. He's not
Yeah.
there to bury you and
Yeah.
fuck with you with the fucking, we're going to fucking give you 20 fucking years. He's the type of guy that comes up and says, hey, don't listen to these guys. You fucked up. Everybody fucks up. You know?
Yeah.
He just does his 9 to 5 and goes home. Or 9 to 9 probably, or 9 to fucking 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just a really cool fucking dude.
Yeah.
You know, and you can respect somebody like that. Not the fucking guys that we were throwing cupcakes at, and now they got some power, and then they try to fuck you with everything, you know?
Yeah.
But now that you said that, going back to Jay, man, I'll tell you what, now I like Jay better.
Well, I'll tell you another great. Well, I have so many great stories about Jay. But I'll tell you, when Howard was beating him up so much, because even though they said, oh, John didn't do anything on the show, yeah, why did Howard bitch for fucking 3 months and trash Jay Leno all the time?
But he was hitting Jay prior to you even leaving.
Not really.
I thought he was.
Well,
I mean, obviously you know more than me. But
it's interesting that you say that, because he did every once in a while accuse Jay of stealing his bit. Oh, Tommy. The thing is, this is the best. Howard brainwashed me on this. Howard always said, and this is for anybody that's watching or listening to the show, for years, Howard said that Jay stole, jaywalking was a theft of the homeless game. And I was like, and I believed it.
I don't even understand that.
Okay, but the homeless game is when I would ask people stupid questions and they were too stupid to fucking answer them. I did the first one. It was Casey Armstrong's idea, believe it or not. And it was at the 96 Yankees Day Parade. 1996. That was the first one that I did. So I believed Howard. Oh, fucking Leno stole jaywalking. It was all a theft. Jay was fucking, a bit stealer and everything. Cut to when I get the job on Tonight Show and I'm hanging out with the head writer, Joe Medeiros. I go, yeah, but you guys stole the fucking jaywalking thing from fucking, our homeless game. John, what year did you start the homeless game? I go, 1996. John, we've been doing jaywalking since 88. And I'm going in my head, I have believed all of this bullshit from Howard all these years. Do you know what I mean? And it really, So Howard, yeah, he would have his beefs with Jay, but not as bad until I left. But he would beat Jay up all the time, Tommy. And this is what immense Jay is. After rehearsal, we're still in, the rehearsal area of the stage, a few steps down from the stage, and I said, Jay, I just want to say I'm sorry, man. If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be getting beaten up every day on the airwaves. Jay puts his hand on my shoulder and he goes, John, I don't give a fuck. And that to me was really cool. You know what I mean? He was saying, I don't care what your fucking dickhead ex-boss is gonna say. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, when you look at it, from an outsider's point of view, Howard to me is the best of all time. There's nobody
Yes.
better. I mean, he smashes everybody. There's no one that's ever going to come close. You can't beat him.
Yeah.
But now that you said that, the only thing I don't like about him, you guys had your situation, that's between you and him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm still a massive fan of his. But
I don't blame you. He's a very entertaining guy.
But after saying that, why not? Let's just say Jay wanted to do a jaywalking bit and Howard wasn't bullshitting. Why not share it? Why not everybody just work together, right? And try to all be as successful as possible. Because Howard would only go on Letterman. You know what I mean? He would never go on Jay.
No, that's not true either. In fact, that's the first time I was on Tonight Show. I came when Howard did Jay. In fact, that's when
Howard did Jay?
Oh, yeah.
I was too young.
Well, you should look at this one. This is when Howard brought two lesbians in to kiss on the Tonight Show.
How'd that go?
And Jay was fucking livid.
Was he?
He walked off the fucking set because Jay's fucking American Pie.
Yeah.
And he's just like, and he's like, and the funny story about Bowie said is that, like, he was talking about Bowie after the show, and he's like, it's all pussy, 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 that one. All pussy, pussy, pussy. He was pissed.
But pussy sells, though.
No, I know. And, look, I was with Howard then.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Jay's not, he's not that kind of guy that's into the same book. Look, I mean, they're two different walks of life.
What do you call it? Peas in a pot. Mm-hmm. They're not two peas in a pot.
No. But I mean, yeah, no. Howard used to do Jay. That's what I'm saying. Howard never. In fact, when I was doing the phones for Howard when I first started, Jay would call, make it a point to call every birthday show. Every time it was Howard's birthday, Jay, as the host of the Tonight Show with Jay Leno, he would call Howard and do jokes for Howard on his birthday.
That's an Italian thing. That's how he was raised. And that's probably, I'm thinking about it as you're talking to me. If, unfortunately, like my mom passed, but if I was Jay Leno and Howard came on with two strippers, my mom would bitch at me for the next fucking 20 years.
Well, he probably had his mom in his head.
Yeah.
Do you know, Jay always tells this story. It used to be the Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson.
Before my time, but I know Carson was huge, right?
Well, he was the best at it. But when Jay got it, it was the Tonight Show starring Jay Leno. Jay's mother said, Jay, I don't like that it says starring. Well, who the hell are you? Are you that big? It's starring. It doesn't look good. So she made him change it, the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you shit that I haven't said on any other show, Tommy, and I'm doing that because you're such a nice guy.
Thanks, man. Well, at least I'm getting it out of you. At least
the Coors Light helps.
Yeah. At least I got potential in this whole fucking YouTube shit.
Yeah. Well, I like you. You're a likable guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know what I mean? Look, I wanted to tell you, I want to go back to the Jay thing. Here's another difference, and I'm not trashing Howard, but you have to.
But I wanted to say this to you. He's giving you $85,000 at the end.
$85,000 after 15 fucking years.
I know it's shit. I understand.
That's before taxes. I ended up with $50,000.
Ooh, that hurts. Yeah.
And I'm living in Manhattan with 2 kids. And I'm one of the biggest names on that fucking show, and I don't care what people say. When I was on the fucking Channel 9 show, they had an advertising booklet, Tommy. This is the truth. That went out to all the sponsors to sponsor the Channel 9 show. 3 pictures on the cover of this booklet. Guess who? Howard, Robin, Stuttering John. And I was the only one who wasn't paid. Nearly, not even a fraction, as much as any of you. I'm not being bitter. I'm just being honest.
Can I just tell you from my opinion, with all due respect? I understand. So this is how I look at this. Okay, 85 after taxes, and you're living in Manhattan, which is out the ass, right? So,
by the way, that's the last year.
Yeah, that's the last year. That's fucked up.
Okay, so on average of the 15 years, I averaged out about $25,000 a year.
Ooh, I love Howard, and I don't have anything. I can't stick up for him for that one. I could stick up on the 85, if, and I'll tell you how. Okay, so. Yes, he didn't make you. I agree with you. We talked about this last night. You were funny and doing your gigs from, fucking 5th grade? You were fucking around. You know what I mean?
Ever since I was a kid.
But he gave you the spotlight.
Yes.
So I would say...
And I'm grateful to him for that.
And so you're a man to say that after what you've been through. And I wish you go back on a fucking show.
I would do it in a heartbeat.
I hope
he would never have any of us on.
I hope somehow he fucking sees
He doesn't want to know that Howard anymore. Look, let me ask you this, Tommy.
But it was so fun.
Tommy, let me ask you this. He has said to everybody, my first $2, throw them out. Don't read them because that's not who I am. He has said that.
But that's what made him.
I know, but Tommy, that's what he said. So he comes out with this bullshit Howard Stern Comes Again book, which didn't sell nearly fucking not even close to the other two. But he's telling all the people that fucking support him and bought those books in the days that you were a fan, that's not me. Fucking throw that shit out. Like, suddenly he's changed so much.
You think because of Beth?
Because of Marcy Turk, Yoko Turco.
Yoko Turco.
Marcy Turk.
He would call her Yoko, right?
No, I call her Yoko
That was
Turco
you?
because she's the one that ruined the man that was actually the most entertaining radio broadcast in the world, because she came in and said, now you're going to be nice and you're going to have celebrities on and you're not going to say anything bad, you know, and then all the nicknames changed. Gary and Wendy became Gary the Conqueror, and Wendy the slow adult, and they changed everything. They started editing out every single thing that Howard said bad on this show, and that's a fact.
Who is editing it out?
They have an editor on that show that goes back and edits out all or any. Like, you won't even hear Artie. They edit out everything that would be considered politically incorrect.
Artie was funny as fuck.
Tommy, this is all fact, bro.
Wow.
I'm telling you, you can Google it.
Bro,
I'm just telling you this is all truth, bro.
Wow. I used to drive from Philly to Pittsburgh. And when you were still there, Artie was there, toward the end, right?
Artie and I did about 5 years together. It was the funniest 5 years.
Bro, maybe like 2002, 3? When he first moved to 4. When he first moved to XM radio.
No. I was never there for XM.
It was still on terrestrial.
Yeah, I left in 2004. Howard went to Sirius in 2005. Oh, by the way, we haven't got into the Sirius XM lawsuit. But hold on.
I want to stay out funny, though. Dude, I would drive 3 hours to Pittsburgh and listen to you, Artie, Howard, Robin. Man, that 3 hours felt like 2 minutes. Artie and you together are a bomb.
I know.
Dude, dying. And some dirty motherfucker edits that out. And Howard allows it. I'm sorry, Howard. I still love you. But that was the dumbest movie ever made.
Oh, my God. Blame it on Marcy Turk, who, by the way, oh, my God, you don't know any of this, Tommy.
No, I'm just the guy who fucking listens.
Oh, no, but Tommy, I just have to say, on my podcast, the one on the bottom there, on that picture there, we were the first to get the Getting Things Done seminar on video. Now, just keep in mind, I played this audio, and people said I somehow, this can't be true. True Stern fans like you were like, no.
Yeah.
In my book, Easy for You to Say, which is on top there, I have a picture of Howard.
I ordered it, by the way.
Yeah, I have a picture of Howard in front of a screen that says, I'm asking, I turned mine off, so maybe it's just fucking words of friends.
What are you going to do?
So what we talking about? This is how old.
No, we were talking like I'm on the outside.
No.
And then in your book, there's a picture.
Oh, okay. So the picture is Howard in front of a screen that said, I want everyone on my staff to set up 10 fake Twitter accounts and then ask celebrities as the fake Twitter account, you have to come on the Stern Show. He's essentially asking his staff, to set up fake Twitter accounts and try and book, celebrities on the show. That was one little slide that I posted, who I got from all my moles at the Stern Show. And the video, which I played a year later, when everyone was saying, John fucking doctored that photo, that can't be true. All these Stern purists who go, oh, that can't be true. Then I played the whole video with that fucking pelican walking on that stage, and he was taking credit for the careers of people like the fucking the Maroon 5, Adam
I knew you were talking about. Yeah, he came and performed on the show.
Yeah, Adam Levine. And
he's good, too.
yeah, but he's saying, what? And he's going, where was this comic? Where was this before they came on the show? We are the best. Like, it was fucking a disgrace.
And so people like me now, understand. Who was saying this?
Howard Stern is on the stage trying to motivate his staff in the Getting Things Done seminar, which was run by Marcy Turk. And let me tell you something. Marcy Turk, in the seminar, you don't have it up, but in the seminar, there are misspellings, like structure is misspelled wrong. Everything is misspelled.
Even I can spell structure.
And I'm thinking, so Baba Booey must be behind this fucking thing. Turns out, I also obtained the resume that Marcy Turk sends out. There are like 100 misspellings. This chick is not bright.
And who hires her?
Howard, because she's involved in this cult-like thing called, it's like Scientology, Tommy, called like the Getting Things Done. That's what it is. Tommy, I kid you not, I'll swear on a Bible right now.
You.
This is all true. So when he does this seminar, and it comes out, and me and Royce right there, we are watching it live. We are playing it, and we're goofing on him and going, I can't believe he has become everything he's goofed on in his entire career. He has become that guy.
Damn. See, nobody knows that.
I know. But I'm telling you, it's all true, because you can go back to my podcast. Now that video is fucking public. I know he fucking is livid about how it got out. I have my guess on how it got out. It was taped by his staff, and it was supposed to be for internal use, but let's just say not everybody's on board with the Pelican. I call him that because Artie called him that once, and it's stuck.
I miss Artie like a motherfucker, man. I miss him. You two were just so good. Such a shame.
But that's the downfall of Howard. So when you ask me, would I ever do the show again? Sure. I don't care. I don't need the
I think Jay taught you that. To just let it go.
Oh, I have no... As much as I'm telling you these stories, I have no bitterness. If I saw Howard in the street, I'd hug him. But that doesn't erase, like, the video of him. And, oh, this is so funny. Tommy, this is the best part of the video.
You know what they say in a different situation? They say, I forgive, but I don't forget.
Yeah, like, look, Tommy, when I was on the show, I don't know if I told you on the first part of this, but he told me to abort my kid. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah, he told me on the air when Suzanne and I, she was pregnant with our first child.
You got 3 kids, right?
Yeah.
How many girls?
I have 2 boys and a girl, but
I'm just asking because I know you're a pig, so I would have guessed you got all. Every one of my friends, and some of my friends we all have girls.
Yeah, no.
Payback or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. All right. So my wife was pregnant with the first. Howard on the air. Now you got to understand something, Tommy. I looked up to the guy. To me, just like you do, he was the funniest fucking entertainer in radio history. How don't you look up to this guy? He was like, I don't want to say he was like a father figure, but he,
mentor.
Yeah, a mentor. How about that? So while my wife is pregnant, he goes, John, what are you doing having a kid? Tell your wife, abort the kid because you're not fit to be a father. Now, let me just tell you this, Tommy.
That would hurt me.
You and I, I think we could see on the same level on a lot of things. When you hear that, kill your kid, who, I was looking forward to have this kid. Yeah. And he's telling me I'm not fit to be a father. Tommy, it took every fucking cell in my body to not get up and fucking throw it right across to his fucking ugly fucking pelican face.
That's fucked up. That's really fucked up.
And it's true. It's all on tape. You know,
why do it? Like, was that just like a gig?
well, that's the thing. Well, John, come on, he must have been kidding around. Tommy, there are certain things you don't kid around about. Yeah. It's like you and I here, and you say that your girl is that you don't kid around about something like that.
Right. Like, for an example, like you broke Tyler's balls 17,000 times, right?
About what he was dressed as.
Right. And we're all looking the same. You know, we're all.
And I said, you know, it's not anything you can't change.
Yeah, right. But, you know, I don't think, like, you would be like that with, like if Tyler was a girl, I don't think you'd be like that. I don't see you being like that.
No.
But he's a guy. Plus,
we've been talking on the phone a bunch of times.
Yeah, it's just a joke. We call him No Swag Tyler.
I know you told me not to bring it up, so I didn't.
Yeah, but the one thing
I didn't even know what that means. No swag Tyler.
You know, like swag. You know what swag is? So like
free shit.
No. Well, that's one way.
Yeah.
You know, like that's why people can't learn English because swag means like 100 things. Forget about it means another 100 things.
Yeah.
So in this particular instance, swag means like you or me. If we're going to an event, right? We're gonna have a tailor suit and like a jacket and like you're Tyler, like you're God to Tyler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me, I don't get starstruck. I've met a lot of people back in the old days. To me, you're just another guy, but you're cool because you're on there and shit. But to me, it's just like I'm hanging out with one of my boys. You know what I mean? And it's cool to meet you because I listened to you for so many years. So, but for him, you know, you're Stuttering John. For me, you're just another guy. You know, but I listen to you and you're cool and it's interesting to meet you, you know?
Yeah.
But for him, you're like his God, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I have to give it to you, and I would have hit him too. And you know he's going to watch this. When he crossed his legs and the pants were tailored so high that you could see
black socks.
The black socks. And then they cut off before the fucking pants because he didn't have long enough socks. I mean, I even would have had a good one for that. And I'm not a comedian. I mean, I looked over and then I'll give it to you, John. When he broke out the sushi, I mean, how can you not?
How can you not? I mean, like he brought a box lunch. I even texted him, are you going to be there today with your Star Trek lunchbox?
Yeah. And you know, I talked to him today, you know, and I was like, you know, he's just fucking with you, right? He won't admit it, and he's listening to me. It got to him a little bit, but
did it?
In my opinion, I think it did.
Really? Well, I'm sorry, Tyler.
You got to understand.
Sorry, brother.
He's a good guy, but for a comedian,
why would he come here in slacks, dressed like I even text him? Are you bringing a slide rule? Get a new joke. You know, you can.
I can verify this, right? I say, Tyler, you know who's coming in, right? He's a comedian. He's gonna destroy you. He's gonna destroy me. You know, he's gonna give me the fucking Paulie D. I'm surprised you didn't hit me with the Paulie D.
Well, he's the one who told me, don't goof on Tommy. He's very sensitive.
Do you think I'm sensitive?
No.
At all.
So maybe he was projecting.
Maybe he was projecting what's coming to him. But you know what? Yo, he fucked himself because then he got rocked. Yeah, go ahead. It's in the fridge. I'll keep talking. You can still hear me. So while John goes and gets another beer, they're in there. Not editing this one, John. Nice jockey underwear. You're on fucking Howard Stern and Jay Leno and you wear jockey? You can't get some Armani underwear? Maybe you get laid.
Why? Have you seen what I do to underwear? I got hemorrhoids, bro. I wipe my ass. Looks like a chocolate-covered cherry.
So put on the shit that people put on their eyes before they go on camera. You know it?
What?
You know hemorrhoid cream, right? You want to... Okay.
Oh, under their eyes. Conan does that.
Yeah. Well,
Conan told me he did that.
Yeah, it works.
Okay, now, where were we? Oh, the other cool thing about Jay, because we did a lot of trends,
We just see, I like it like that because it's just fun. You don't like it, fuck it, don't watch it.
Here's the great thing about Jay. His door is always open. Anybody can come in, whether it's a page, which is the TV version of an intern, writer, producer, effects guy. Jay's door is always open. Come on and speak to Mr. Leno. That's Jay.
Availability. Machiavelli. Nicoleus Machiavelli, the Prince. Availability.
Yep. And Howard right now? Nobody's allowed to speak to him. No one. They would clear the hallway so he could walk down his hallway uninterrupted.
Do you think the money got to him?
Yeah. And Tommy, like, I think the money thing is like a bizarre. I think I said on the first part about like the one house wasn't ostentatious enough. I think he just like he's got caught up to like compete to see who gets, you know, who's the richest celebrity. Why? What are you trying to prove? Are you trying to still prove to your daddy that you're not a moron? Like, is that what it's all about? He was called a moron, you know, and stupid by his father, and he still needs to prove, you know? Or is it even deeper? He just feels so bad about himself that he needs to, like, have all these things to, you know, prove to him that he's worth something. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you know, when things happen in childhood, that stays with you forever, right?
I got beaten, bro.
I know, but everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
So you got beaten, but he may have gotten it. He got beaten and just put down, or maybe he didn't get beaten but put down.
He didn't get beaten.
So then he just got, you know, emotionally destroyed.
Yeah.
I'd rather be beaten than emotionally destroyed.
I don't know.
Nah, it's a toss-up, I guess, right? It depends.
I don't know. If your father calls you a moron, I don't know.
I don't know about. I don't think a moron's that bad.
That's what I mean.
I've been called a lot worse things.
Oh, believe
than
me,
that.
Jackie used to say to me, he goes, John, I mean, you know, he got called a moron. Come on, man. Get over that. I mean, really? That's what you're fucking so upset about?
And again, I
mean, Robin got molested.
Yeah.
That's a different fucking thing.
Yeah, that's a whole different.
Baba Booey. I mean, look at him. He's fucking Cro-Magnon, man. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Fred had an alcoholic father. I'm sure he was very abusive, you know.
So he had a...
Fred had to change his name to Eric because he hated his father so much.
Yeah, so that's real shit. You know, a moron... I mean, Howard's my guy, but a moron is not a big deal. If I ever got called was a moron...
It's not that big of a deal.
I got the belt and a couple you fucking retard bullshit.
I mean, he played the tapes.
Yeah, I guess you can't say
He played the tape on the, you know, I told you not to be stupid, you moron. I mean, come on. Come on. Get the fuck over it. But guess what? And here's another thing I'll tell you. By Howard receiving all that abuse, now, I'm going to tell you a difference here, Tommy. He receives all that abuse, and what does he do? He repeats it.
Yeah.
John, you're a loser. You're a moron. Baba Booey, you're a moron. Fred, you're a Martian. You know, Jackie, you're a dickhead. You know, he repeats that behavior. My father slapped me around only 2 or 3 times in my life, you know, when I was a kid. But when I was in the attic and I was 10 years old, I said, John, one day I'm going to have a kid. I'm going to name him Oscar. For some reason, I like the name. And you know what? I'm never going to hit any of my kids. I'm going to try not to even raise my voice to any of my kids. Because I didn't want to repeat that behavior. And I have never, ever raised my hand to my kids. Rarely, you know, even raised my voice. Because I didn't want to repeat that behavior. Now, here's the thing, Tommy. Howard made the other decision. I'm going to repeat that behavior. I'm going to continue that behavior. Understand?
Yeah, and I'm just playing devil advocates here, you know, for our conversation. So you were, you know, you had a backbone. You handled things differently than him. With him, it sounds like that just stuck with him. And then he hit you and he hit Fred and everybody else. The question becomes, did he really mean it?
Okay.
I mean, I think that's a reasonable question, right?
It's a reasonable question, but let me ask you. If you say all the shit that you do on the air, like when you wish John DeBella dying of cancer, or you, like, you know, all the horrible things, you don't think that he means it? You think that somehow he is just, you don't think, I'm asking you, Tommy, when he calls me a loser and all I do is stutter, that's all I'm good for, you don't think in that moment he doesn't believe it?
No.
He's not that good of an actor, Tommy.
But
He's not that good of an actor.
Can I explain my answer to you as why I don't think it?
Yeah.
I think that due to his childhood, it just comes off of him. Now, maybe okay, I take that back. At the moment, he means it. And now, here's my contradiction to your theory. If he meant it, he wouldn't have been as mad as he was when you left. He wouldn't have fucking did who wants John's job or whatever. The same thing he did with fucking Jackie. If he really meant that, he wouldn't throw you out like that.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Wouldn't a normal human being, Tommy, and just you and I talking here, just two dudes, there's no engineer here tonight. Is that okay? I can mention?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just two dudes here talking. If I said anything bad to you, if I hurt you in any way, just like with Tyler, wouldn't I say I'm sorry? Wouldn't you, if you said, like, let's say you said, John, you look old as fuck.
Yeah.
And then I showed a little, I was a little hurt. Wouldn't the natural progression be that you say, I'm sorry, man?
I mean,
this guy does not say he's sorry, and he never has the whole time that we were there.
Again, I'm playing devil's advocate, right?
I know you are,
okay.
and I love it.
But it makes a great conversation.
Yes,
right?
It does.
So now you have Howard going through emotional abuse like crazy, right? Whether it's moron, fuck you, whatever. You don't know what really happened, and
well, that's all he's true.
Right. So you don't know what really happened in that household. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you take that into consideration.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he's the king of all media, right? Money's coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got abuse, poor, money coming in, fame, Rolling Stone, everywhere. Now that all, to any of us, is going to get to our head. Most of us, okay? Especially in the beginning. And you're going to feel, most people are going to just, for a period of time, that you're above everybody because money fucks you up. I've had it. You've had it. It fucks you up.
Okay, Tommy, go ahead.
So now I compile all of that. So now he's got emotional abuse growing up. He works his way up to being at the top. Now he's at the top. He's probably got all kinds of bullshit influences around him because he's a star now. That changes you. The people that it doesn't change. And I don't think you've changed. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I mean, you're a dickhead. You could be a real dick when you want, which I've noticed.
What do you mean?
Like killing time. I mean, you fucking killed the fucking kid. But...
I killed what kid?
Oh, you buried him. You could have done a fucking
about a
show.
Fucking shirt and socks. Are you kidding me?
See, that's the reaction.
Come on, you a dickhead. First you said I was just being a comic. Now you call me a dickhead.
Well, I threw a curveball to make it funny.
Yeah.
That was a bad curveball. It was a slider.
I mean, and I didn't goof on anything about his, anything but his fucking clothes.
I'm sure you could have went a lot more.
No.
No. So
that's very different than
yeah.
Now, if I said to Tyler, "Oh, your wife's pregnant and aborted,"
that's fucked up.
That's a different line. And let me give you another example to you to play devil's advocate.
Yeah. It makes a good conversation.
Jay Leno
never would do that in a million years.
Jay Leno.
His mom would probably whack him herself.
Jay Leno.
I'm serious.
No, but Jay Leno also, it's. You should read my book because Jay, when he went to,
I ordered it.
Because when he went to, his parents didn't expect anything from Jay, anything, but he didn't use that as his, jump off point. Jay just was a dude like you and I. So I don't know. I don't get into. Look, as bad as Howard's childhood could have been, and as bad as anybody's. And I'm not saying that you got to be, perfect. All I'm saying, Here's another example of Howard. I would write the best bits for Howard. I would write the best joke, because I had my computer directly to him, so he would see my jokes, right? I would write the best joke. The whole fucking studio's laughing. Now, I think, just because, I think that you walk in there, in the studio, and Howard goes, great joke, John. Nada.
Never played it.
No, the joke was done. Howard did it. Everybody laughed. But Howard never says good job. Ever. Not to Jackie. Not to Fred. That's not Howard. Now, cut to Jay. I write a joke or a bit or a segment. Hey, good job, John. I got to tell you, man, you're doing a great job around here.
You do a good Jay Leno impersonation.
No, but I'm saying, Tommy, I'm just saying.
The difference.
That's a difference. That's a juxtaposition of two people. Again, I'm not trying to be bitter against Howard. I'm just saying he's flawed. We're all flawed. We are all flawed. I'm just saying that, like to think that, you're trying to be devil's advocate. Well, come on, he's just kidding. That's a load of horse shit. Because even with Tyler, if I really felt that I hurt Tyler's fucking feelings, do you think that I wouldn't have been, so apologetic?
No. Now that, we've talked, text, say hours together, dinner together. No, I do. I think you would.
I'd feel so bad.
If
what? You left me tonight and I said something bad to you, Tommy, I swear on my life, I would fucking call you and go, Tom, I am so sorry. That's just because, look.
You got to have Italian in you. Because it's the right thing to do, right?
It has nothing to do with being Italian. It's being human.
I don't know any fucking citizen that does it. So the only ones that I know that do it are fucking Italians. That's the only ones I know. I'm sorry.
It's just being a good person.
Well, there's fucking 99% shitty people around, especially fucking now.
Yeah, there are. And, we've talked about a lot of them.
I'll tell you, I don't like that. I don't like what he said to you about that abortion thing. I would have fucking clocked him. I don't give a fuck who he is.
Oh, believe me.
That's my motherfucking kid. It's fine you want to break my balls. You don't want to play my jokes. You want to pay me shit. And I love Howard, right? So I don't want, he'll never watch my shit because he's too good for my shit, I guess. But one day maybe he won't be, but that ain't right. That's not right. That's your fucking kid.
Yeah.
Now, somebody brings up my daughter. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'll go back and do 10. It don't bother me.
Yeah.
Because I'll sit there and do 10 years knowing that I did it for my daughter.
Yeah.
And I got no problem with it.
Oh, yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
That's your flesh and blood.
Here's the thing.
You want to hit me, you can hit me.
Tommy,
you hit my blood.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because this is a very good topic.
I'm with you on this one.
Okay, let me ask you this. And I'm not going to mention the shows. I'll tell you after we stop recording. There's a certain show that actually, because I was in, we were having like a Twitter war, started posting pictures of my kids and goofing on their looks, on their sexual preference, and started trashing my children. And my children, because they, fans of this show, started attacking my children on social media. I'll tell you who this prick is. But I am telling you right now.
Say his name, man. Fuck him.
Anthony Comia. Wow. And I am telling you, I wanted to go over to this motherfucker's house and beat the fucking piss out of him.
I don't know how you didn't. I'll give it to you.
We got an attorney, and we had to send him a cease and desist. And this motherfucker, he posted pictures of my kid, and we changed the kid. Each
kid?
2 of them.
Who the fuck does that, man? Who does that?
That is a sick fuck.
That's a sick fuck. That's a sick fuck that shouldn't be on this fucking earth, man. That's fucked up. You don't do that kind of shit.
And I'll tell you this, Tommy. I wanted, after he took everything down, I said, you know what?
You better take everything that's fucked up.
Yeah. I said, I'm going to go on this fucking guy's show one time, and I'm going to fucking, you know, try and make things right here, I can't remember the timeline. But Artie was the co-host. It was Artie and Anthony. Anthony started to go after my kids. No, I wasn't there. I'm sorry. I didn't do the show then. But Anthony started to go after my kids, and Artie Lang said, Anthony, if you go after his kids, I'm walking the fuck out of here. You don't attack a man's kids.
Amen.
Therein lies the heart of Artie Lang.
I love Artie.
Because Artie wanted no part of it. Now, Anthony Cumia, I swear to you right now.
Fuck him.
If I ever, I don't want to be violent here because I don't want any problems. But I'm saying.
You flick him off.
Anthony Cumia, to do that, there is a lowlife.
Lowlife. No, that's a fucking there's wrong and then there's evil. That's fucking evil.
But he's a gun carrier. So it's not even like if I could, I go up to him, hypothetically.
Right.
And punch him in the face.
Ah, you learned something from me.
And punch him in the face. He's got a gun.
Yeah.
Then he's self-defense.
Yeah.
So I can't even do that.
But if you get hit in the head, you're going to have a problem.
But I'm telling you, man, that's...
that'd be tough.
That's another, and then you got all these people, like all the people that hate you, they'll attack your children. It is amazing, man. People, like even the mob, has the fucking respect to not go after children or wives. That's even the mob won't do that. And this jackass, Anthony Cumia, decides to go after my fucking children. Could you see how fucking much I would fucking want to beat the shit out of them?
I'll tell you a quick story. So I had John a lead in. He was the hitman for John Gotti. So whenever, senior. So whenever Gotti needed a hit done, he would go to John. Now, he cooperated on Gotti Jr., and we don't know for sure 100%, but maybe Gotti Jr. cooperated, maybe didn't. Who the fuck knows? Nobody cares, right? John cooperated against Jr. And for years,
John
Gotti Jr.
cooperated against
John Elite cooperated against John Gotti Jr.
Oh,
But
okay.
he was very close with John Gotti.
Oh.
And he was one of the only people that went to visit him prior to his death.
Yeah.
Okay? So John Gotti Jr. was upset because John Elite had cooperated with them on Junior. Okay?
Yeah.
So for like 3-4 years, maybe even 5, I'd have to watch it again, because it was a long one. He was just going after John. And John just took it on the chin, like, okay, I'm out of this life. He's half Albanian and half Italian, so he could never be like a captain or anything, bigger than a hitman, basically.
Yeah.
Okay? But then he started attacking his family. And that's when things got interesting.
Yeah.
Because he said, look, you can hit me all you want, but you hit my kids, my wife. And he said, look, and he was in here right across from me. And he said, look, I'm going to give you 1 month. If you don't knock this shit off, you know what I know about you. And every day until you stop with your trolls, I'm going to release something on video that I know that you don't want out.
Mm.
But he took it on the chin like a man for 4 or 5 years because he was just hitting him. And John was just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
You want to hit me? Fuck it.
I don't care either. Hit
Right.
me. Just
Right.
fucking leave my
But
kids
now you
out of
go
it.
after my-
They didn't choose the spotlight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And he trolled. And, at first I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think he did that. But then I posted the video. And if you go look at the video, there's like 200,000 views, right? No comments because I had to block them. Because it was just fucking troll after troll. I mean, fucking 1,000 comments that I don't know for sure, so I can't say for sure. But these comments and the IP address was New York, and it was just destroying him. And the initial video wasn't even really about Gotti. It was more about John's life and the things he had going on because he's he's done with all that. He did his time,
Yeah.
cooperated, whatever. Then he said, look, Tom, I trust you. I want to come back with some paperwork. So he brings in one of his buddies, and they got a stack of paperwork. And he goes through it all, is the paperwork real? Looked pretty fucking real to me. I don't want any problems, so I don't know. Who gives a fuck? But all I could tell you is he had a lot of paperwork with a lot of names that Jr. went to a proffer. If he'd like to come on my show, he's more than welcome to counter, But it was there. Was it edited? I don't know. But they ratted on each other. But John Elite took it on the chin until he went after his family. And he was sat right here. He said, 1 month. Then I start letting loose shit that you don't want let loose. Now, I respect that because the man took it and he stressed the fuck out. I mean, you sit next to him. The guy's he's in fucking Russia right now or somewhere, or Kosovo, doing like a series, just trying to do the right thing.
Yeah. And
whether Gotti did cooperate or not and it was faked or not, he is going after Elite for years and his family. There's no doubt about it. And this guy is just trying to do the right thing. Like, he's just done. He lost 10 years with his son. He's trying to rebuild that. He don't want this shit. And you could just see the fucking stress. And that's in relation to what, you're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to hit me? Fine. Hit me all day long. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you hit me too hard, I'm going to come up to you. And I think you would do the same.
Yeah.
But when you bring my kids and my family or telling me to abort my kid, listen, that's not cool.
Yeah. And that's essentially, how it works. And by the way, the trolls keep on, they've
just block the motherfuckers. I would block all comments if I could. But then what happens is because first off,
they're
I don't even
such losers that they create a billion different accounts.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the thing, Tommy. They must be in love with me because they're obsessed with me.
Yeah.
They watch every show, grab screenshots if I have like sweat stains on my arm. It's like they're fucking. It's amazing with the amount of time. All I can tell you, Tommy, is if you're gonna be like trolling somebody, shouldn't it be like Brad Pitt or someone who's really famous? Why you fucking? How bad is your life that you're trolling a D-list celebrity?
Right. Like, they'll hit me and I'm a fucking peanut. They'll be like, his fucking teeth are brighter than the sun. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll go to work and get some good teeth, right? Okay. They'll be like, he puts fucking could he get any more fucking Botox? Yeah, I get fucking Botox. Why don't you work so you can get Botox and you look better? You're in your fucking nut huggers with a bag of fucking Utz chips watching my shit. You know what I mean? I don't care. I take it, but I don't read it. Once in a while I do, and I see what the fuck.
Oh, I don't read it, dude. I don't go on any of those sites. I have no fucking
I would block all comments just because it's ridiculous, but then what happens is, well, why isn't there any comments? Then you go to get like a guy like you or somebody else. And they're like, well, why isn't there any fucking comment? It's just such a shit show. I hate the social media shit, to be honest with you.
Hey, do you want to get to any of your questions that you had? Because I know you didn't get to ones in the first.
Yeah, so I wanted to ask you about the FCC fines. So the first I want to begin with, when you walked in and there was an FCC fine, what was the tension like? You
mean with the Stern show?
Yeah. When you were on Thresher Radio, and he got fined.
I just got there. It was 1988, I think, or something like that, and that's when Howard came out with "Crucified by the FCC." I wasn't really there
for all the big ass fines. No, you were there.
I might have been there, but it wasn't like I don't know. I didn't. I was just an intern. I wasn't really ingesting any of it.
Yeah, but he was getting rocked in 96. I remember driving to Hershey, and he was getting hit with FCC fines on, I forget whatever you call it in radio. What do you call that?
Yeah, I wish I could give you any, I know that on my album that in 94, I did a song, it was a hidden track called One Thing, which was, about the First Amendment, and it was all about, the FCC. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Now, okay. Yeah, that's when they had Tom Chiasano come in there with the fucking with the edit button, and that's when Howard would go nuts on fucking Tom.
Yeah,
because he would edit out shit. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, that's what all that was.
Yeah, because I remember it. I remember driving up to Hershey, and like Tom Giussano would come on. I put him on the fucking thing. So when you guys got those, was there like a lot of tension in the studio, or nobody?
No,
really
it was just that Tom had the button, and Tom would get up early, and a general manager.
I hated that shit when you guys hit that button.
And then he would just hit the button. Then they got this guy Andre Gardner in there, and he would do the same thing. I kind of felt bad for Andre because he was just a nice dude. He was
never even heard his name.
Yeah, he was just a nice dude. He didn't really want to do that. But Tom would be there and just, it was kind of a bullshit thing, Tommy, to anticipate what the FCC is going to consider,
a fine or not a fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible to know.
But did Tom have somebody to report to?
Mel Karmazin.
Mel, that motherfucker. Yeah, I remember.
Fuck Mel.
Yeah, fuck Mel.
Fat fuck.
Fuck you. You fucked half of fucking terrestrial radio when he was on it.
I don't have any love. I liked Mel in the beginning, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of just the whole organization, considering how bad.
See, that's the problem with fucking money. Once money comes in and fame comes in, everything fucking changes. And you're not you personally, but the situation is a spitting image of what, as I said, a great guy, Greg Caden, just came in, Tupac and Biggie. The money comes, it just fucks everything.
But that's the thing, Tom. It's weird because I don't want to say I was rich. I was probably worth maybe $1 million, $2 million, $3 million. But it's weird. When you see, and you're right, some people, get money and get rich, and they're assholes. They suddenly become assholes, like Kardashians. And then,
agreed.
And then you have those that become rich, and they're not assholes. It's, I guess it's a choice that you make, because I got plenty of rich friends. Plenty. And they're just as cool as they were the day I met them. You know what I mean? It's a weird thing what money can do to you. And, I personally, I could have a great fucking month and make a lot of money. What I usually do is just go, all right, I'll put that away. So when I fucking croak, my kids get it. Yeah. It's all about my kids. I mean, I'm fucking happy in my life. I got a nice car. I got a nice motorcycle. I don't really need much, I like a fucking wife or a hot girlfriend, but I'm getting too fucking ugly. Look at me. I gotta fucking, I don't know. I gotta get a facelift and fucking.
I got a guy. I got a guy. I do. Dr. Gene Ozzy. He's the best on the planet.
I mean, look how good I used to look. Now I look like I'm
Listen to me.
Bag of shit.
Listen to me. Gene Ozzy, the best. The fucking best.
No, it's cool.
Forget about it.
I think it's just your lighting.
Lighting.
Plus my laminate broke. See, I can't even have real.
I got a good dentist for you, so.
Yeah, these fucking assholes I got in L.A. They put on the veneer, it falls off 2 weeks later.
Yep. I've had a couple fall off. So all you motherfuckers that break me, don't worry. A couple popped out, and I looked like fucking Dumb and Dumber. Yo, you ready for this? I had a situation.
Situation.
Like a speeding ticket, right?
Yeah.
I get on the fucking plane
Yeah.
to go to court, for the speeding ticket.
Yeah.
And I'm late, and I'm starving. So I get one of those granola bars that are hard, not the chewy ones I usually eat, and I'm rushing.
Yeah.
And I crack down,
and
fucking
boom,
knock the fucking veneer out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, right here.
And I'm there for 3 fucking days, and every time I go like this, the nerves. So now I got to go into court sentencing. But that's my luck. If I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no fucking luck at all.
Hey, Tommy. I love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
All right, you want to get to any of the questions before we fucking end? But you can't even have dinner.
No, I'm trying to get Joe Pistone on, but don't worry about it. We're good.
Yeah, what time is it? That's coming up, you said, 10 o'clock.
I'll push him to 10:30.
No, I'm just trying to say because I knew you had other questions.
Forget about it. All right.
Forget about it. You want to ask me about the Wack pack or something?
Well, I want to go to it because when we had dinner last night, we were talking about Ronnie, the limo driver. I
love Ronnie.
Tell me a little bit about Ronnie, because you only hear bits and pieces, and he cracks me up.
Ronnie is...
I got two questions so you can answer both at the same time. Tell me about Ronnie, and then did Howard get in his ass when he went and did shows? Because Howard was promoting his shows.
First of all, Howard put the kibosh on Ronnie's
What's
shows.
that mean?
Howard stopped all of the Ronnie Munn block party.
Wow.
Howard stopped it because they became so popular and they're making money. And Howard doesn't like anybody making money other than Howard. And that's the truth. And Ronnie will tell you this. And I'm going to give you a little story here. I went and, in Stuttering John fashion, I found out where they were staying when the Stern Show came out here. So I went there, of course, equipped with a microphone and a camera to interview all these assholes. And they're not assholes. The first guy that we got was Shuley. And the only guy we got. And I started asking Shuley all these questions. Shuley, is it weird that John Hine is working on the show and he created Jump the Shark and your show did too? And I'm asking, and Shuley's a little freaking wuss. And then he runs over to the, the freaking concierge. Call security. Fucking Shuley, little fucking wuss bag.
Yeah, I remember Shuley. I remember him. He was funny. Now, when did he pop on? When did Shuley pop on? Shuley.
When did I don't know, but anyway, so what happened is then I see Ronnie, and after Shirley tried to get us thrown out, and security comes over. Hey, we hear you. I go, I'm not doing anything. I asked a question. Now I'm having a beer. What's the problem? And they go, all right. Because really, I didn't do anything. Shirley's just a pussy. So then we were about to leave. It was me and Royce, my producer, and he's a big Stern fan, just like you are, and he just loved the whole thing. So then I bring Royce over to see Ronnie, and as soon as Ronnie sees me, he goes, oh, fuck. Because they're not allowed to talk to me.
Yeah.
That I know is a fact. They are not allowed to talk to any of the fucking cast members. They are not allowed. So Shuley did exactly what he was supposed to do because he knew that if he even talked to me, he'd be in trouble. But Ronnie, this is how cool Ronnie is. And I love Ronnie.
He seems cool as fuck.
And I said to Ronnie, I go, hey Ronnie, don't worry, I'm not gonna fucking interview. I'm not gonna ask any questions. But it's good to see you, brother. He goes, good to see you. And I go, look, it's about time that he's getting a comeuppance, isn't it? And then Ronnie left because he knew it was about time Howard got called out for all his bullshit. And believe me, Ronnie's about to retire. He'll be in Vegas, and I'll be hanging out at his house and talking to Ronnie.
You guys still talk to this day?
Well, I don't want to get him in trouble until he leaves, but let's just
leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Let's just say, Ronnie, I love, and I'll tell you what a fucking mensch Ronnie.
You got to bring Ronnie in with you one time.
When I
Just
first started,
for me personally.
When I first started on the fucking Stern Show, I did 2 months. I think I started in July or August, so maybe, yeah. But right around December, Ronnie shows up with Howard. I would let Howard in, Fucking, isn't that funny? The fucking intern has got to get up fucking 3:20 in the morning and take the fucking LIRR.
What time did you go to bed?
Fucking 2 o'clock in the morning.
Did it really?
Sometimes.
You run on 2 hours?
I would just, but I would get, and then Ronnie hands me a Christmas card. I'm like, I don't even know him that well. And it meant so much to me that the next time I go, Ronnie, that was the nicest thing. It's like he welcomed me into the Stern universe at such an early time. So Ronnie will always be a friend of mine. And keep in mind, I goofed on him all the time on the show. All with his tire in his living room and everything else.
He got a tire in his living room?
Yeah, he's got like a fucking tire as a coffee table. And, I goofed on Ronnie and his NASCAR, but we all went and did the Poconos, me and Ronnie and my family.
I remember that. I remember that.
But, I love Ronnie. So, and you know what? Howard can't stand between that. Sorry. Howard can't stand between my friendship with Scott the engineer. Sorry, just hung out with Scott.
Scott got abused pretty good. From a listener's
I think
point
I
of
told
view.
you on the first show about what Howard did to Scott.
Yeah, you did.
Believe me, there's no love lost there.
How much do you think he got fined in FCC fines, Howard? How much do you think he paid on terrestrial radio in fines?
He didn't pay a dime.
Really?
No. Infinity paid it. Look, Howard doesn't
Did they take that out of his contract or out of his pay? No.
No.
Wow.
Dude.
Nobody knows that.
No. Oh, believe me. No
I'm
one
saying
is
that
touching
people on the outside think that he.
No, Howard doesn't pay anything. He doesn't pay anything. He's smart enough to keep himself insulated. You know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Now, when he made his move to Sirius, right?
Yeah.
You're going by then.
I left the year before.
Okay.
And by the way, the most douche-chill speech I ever heard was Howard's last speech on terrestrial radio, like trying to do like his worst impression of Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream. It was so bad. Even when I was listening to it, in my fucking place in California, I'm like, oh my God, you are an asshole. It was so lame. Have you ever heard his last day?
I don't think I did.
It was so bad. You will come. It was so stupid.
But they came, though.
Not really. Guess what? Tim Sabian, who worked with Howard on fucking Sirius, said they went from 8 million listeners to about 800,000. Now, I think he said 11 million from terrestrial to 800,000 on fucking Sirius, and that number is dropping. Howard is losing fans by the fucking
You mean in the beginning?
hundreds. Right now, Howard is broadcasting to maybe 600,000 people.
But you're saying that when he first moved, only 800,000 viewers or listeners?
I'm going to give you a statistic from Tim Sabian.
Yeah, no.
Who was a higher up at Sirius, and he knew. He goes, John, Howard went from 11 million on terrestrial to 800,000 people on Sirius.
I thought it was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Everybody thought that.
Oh, yeah? Let me ask you a question there, Tommy. When's the last time you hung out at the water cooler? Well, that's a whole different story. But when's the last time you had anybody in your life say, hey, did you hear what Howard said today?
Not since his initial move. When he first moved, I did.
But let me ask you a question, Tommy.
In the last 5 years, no.
When I was there, every fucking morning, do you hear what happened on Stern today? That was the biggest thing in the world. Everybody listened. People fucking showed up late to work because they were in the parking lot listening to the fucking end of the show.
If you're Howard, would you have moved to Sirius?
No.
For $500 million?
Then again, we go back to how much do you need, Tommy? How much do you really need? Like I told you before, I got a nice car. I got a nice bike. I paid my college funds for my kids. They don't have to worry. I mean, what else do I fucking need?
But now remember, you said earlier, you were like, a millionaire, 1 or 2 million. He had to have been, when he was on terrestrial radio, 15 million, 30 million listeners,
Probably,
or however many. What was he making a year?
I'm guessing Howard was making about 20 million when I was there.
Okay, well, that wakes you up. 1, 2 million, you can fly through that. 20, that gets to your head.
I don't know, Tommy. Are you
I
saying
just think money fucks people up. Yeah.
Would it fuck you up?
It did fuck me up. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, when I was younger, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Well, it wouldn't.
Because I went from like nothing kind of.
The only thing it fucks me up on is like right now, like at my place, I'm paying my neighbors to clean my fucking place because I'm fucking the biggest slob in the world.
I'm not dirty. I'm just a mess.
Yes, I'm the worst kind of Libra. So the only thing it fucks you up on is, hey, I could afford to pay a fucking cleaner, you know? But it doesn't fuck me up in my personality. Like, I don't walk around and think, you know. In fact, I'm the exact opposite, Tommy. If I see, just like you were, you know, like talking to me before, if I see a friend of mine struggling, and I have, and he can't even fucking come up with the money to buy a beer, yeah, I got your beers the whole night.
See, that's the problem with our hearts. See, me and you guys like us, our hearts get us fucking buried because we're too nice. But
I don't
to me,
think there's a such thing.
Well, the problem is that people are fucked up. That's the fucking problem. So we have hearts, and we've been in that situation where you didn't have money for a beer.
Yeah.
I remember riding my bike in the sleet and snow.
Me too.
3 times a day to mail packages.
I had a paper route.
And I did it 3 times a day.
Yeah.
To make something, to keep trying. So what fucks me is my heart, because I'll see somebody struggling, and I've been there.
Yeah.
You know, and it took me, it took me 8 years to get to this point where I have a studio. I can buy that machine or whatever.
Yeah.
It took me 6 to 8 years to get to that point. That just didn't happen fucking overnight.
Yeah.
So when I see somebody fucked up, my heart says, well, Tom, you know, you were there at one point, you know, just help the guy out. But what always fucking happens is now I'm a fucking bank. So now I don't do it anymore.
Well, yeah, that I get. But yeah, that's the problem. But if it comes to people that you think, you know, but you know, who knows? I mean,
never
people
know.
are fucking assholes.
Because they're so manipulative.
I had a friend who died. He died at like
Sorry.
30 fucking 8. His name was Chris Calzas. Rest in peace. But he always had a saying, everyone's a dick.
I agree with him. You know, and down here in Florida, I don't know how it is in New York now, but down here in Florida, listen to me. You want to talk about manipulators? These motherfuckers will sit and wait. They'll hang out with you, John.
Yeah.
3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you'll never know. And they'll just wait for that one fucking moment to fuck you. And then they fuck you.
Yeah.
And, you know, when
I'll tell you off the air about people like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and when you talk about, like, bad cops and good cops, you know, one fucking guy probably fucked that cop, and it just stuck with him. And from that point on, now he's, like, tarnished.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now everybody that he pulls over because of one asshole, which I can't blame him because I'd probably be the same way, now you're just waiting for this asshole to do something, pull a gun on you or whatever. So now you're walking up like a dick. But the question is the cop really being a dick? Well, he's being a dick, but why is he being a dick? Because some other motherfucker before had to pull a fucking gun on him or do whatever the fuck they did to him.
Yeah.
You know, so now that sticks with him. So out of self-defense, pretty much, or to protect him and to be able to go home to his family while he's getting paid dog shit, okay? You know, he's just got that in his head, and now he's a fucking asshole. And I'm not talking about the cops that are on a power trip. I'm talking about a good cop that just had a bad situation.
Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Fucking crazy world, man. And that's that's the problem with fucking money.
Yeah. You know, it affects people in a different way. Howard obviously didn't do the right thing, like I told you about Scott the engineer. He hasn't been generous with any of his staff. Robin, like I told you, said, you know, Howard doesn't pay anybody. That's just the man. That's just who he is.
And with all due respect to Howard, no Robin, no Howard.
Probably. I think.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, I would.
Because she was like his, like...
the voice of reason.
The voice of reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Look, I love all of them. You know, even Howard. I know it sounds, you know, that I'm, you know, sour grapes. People would accuse me of that. It's not that. I'm just like, I'm like you, Tommy. I tell it like it is. You know, I'm not going to lie. There's no way I'm going to, you know, defend him or try and paint a pretty picture about him. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you my experience. You should read my book.
I ordered it.
It's all about my experience there. There's no lies. I haven't been sued. You know why? Because every story is fucking corroborated. I would love if they sued me because they fucking would lose. And they know that.
So I would love for you all to get back together.
I would do it in a second.
I know. You agreed to it. I wish he'd have you on. What? He just signed another 2 or 3 year deal. Killer deal.
He would never do it.
That's a shame.
Yoko Turco would never allow that.
What a fucking ass.
Nobody even though. Now let me ask you a question, Tommy. If those people who are on Sirius and they're paying, I don't know, $30 a month, I don't know what they're paying, $12.99 a month, I have no idea.
Oh, no, they raised it. It's like 24. They have one subscription where you get Howard and one.
Okay, so let me ask you, what a gift would it be? Today we're going to do a show and have Jackie the Joke Man on for 3 hours, to join in with the news. The next show will be Artie Lang on the next day. The next day will be Stuttering John on. The next day will be Casey Armstrong on, and we'll end it with Billy West on. If you were a subscriber, you'd be like, fuck, they're actually giving us what we paid for, and then they would have another 400,000 people go, I'm subscribing for this.
Right. So what you would do is you promo it, you tease it, right?
Yeah.
You say, hey, Stuttering John's come back.
Yeah, but Tommy, they're not going to do that.
I know.
But then again, think about it. Howard's sitting on $1 billion. He's a billionaire.
Billionaire.
So he doesn't care.
But he should do it for the fans because we want
He
Artie.
doesn't care about the fans. Tom, he's already said he can't relate to his fans anymore.
That's the only thing I'm always gonna love him. He's the king of media. But from what you're telling me, I mean,
again, you should, and you should listen. I'll listen to things. Sometimes I'll watch something with me and him. And I'm making him crack up, and I feel like, we had a fun time. I do not dislike the man. I dislike what he has become.
Yeah, and that's understandable. I hope, because I don't think he's going to sign another 3 years after this.
No, I don't think so.
It would be so cool if, like, the last year, he brings you back, Artie back, keeps Artie away from anything but just sitting there. And, have Ronnie drive him the fuck home to make sure he goes home, or you drive him the fuck home with no Coors Light. You know what I mean? Just have you guys back again. That last year of Sirius, they would fucking blow the top off. You know it, and I know it.
Yeah.
Scott's cool, but he wasn't no Stuttering John or fucking Artie. You know what I mean? I mean, the heavy hitters were you, Artie, Howard, obviously, and Robin, and Fred with his bullshit in the background. I have nothing against Jackie, but Jackie was just... again, Jackie, if you ever watch this, which I'm sure he won't, but if he does, you were cool, but I don't know, he wasn't really that funny to me. He was a little bit too... maybe he was trying too hard or something, just from my perspective.
Yeah. I don't know. Like...
I just thought his jokes were retarded. And no disrespect to him at all. Well, I don't mean that disrespectful.
Jackie had his place to be... First of all, he wrote a lot of the jokes. So you got to give him credit. A lot of the jokes that Howard said.
See, now I didn't know that. So now I retract what I just said.
Oh, you didn't know?
No. Listen, you got to remember, you're in that life. I'm just the guy that fucking tunes in.
Hey, can we take a pause so I can pee?
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the thing with Jackie, people don't realize. See, how it worked, and I used to listen. I was working at Standard Radio when I was like fucking 20 years old or whatever. It was like counting capacitors and resistors. And I used to listen to Stern Show. We were on 660 AM, WNBC. And it was just Howard and Jackie and Fred. And I didn't know what was going on. But what Jackie has told me is when he came on once a week as a comedian because Howard liked his album, but they were all, just old jokes that Jackie would. But Howard thought it was funny. So Jackie's there, and Jackie told me he started to write jokes for Howard and then give it to him, and Howard would do it, and then we'd get laughs. And that's how Jackie set up being the joke man on the show. So Jackie wrote a lot of the funny things on that show. So that's the thing when it comes like people go, Artie, Jackie. Oh, Artie, definitely. You got to understand, Jackie was the writer. Artie couldn't. Artie tried. And Artie couldn't write as quickly. And he couldn't do those kind of one line and then quick on everything. And then Howard finally, like in a commercial break, said, Artie, don't worry about writing. Just be you. I just want your personality. You don't have to write. Because Jackie was that guy.
Yeah, because Artie seemed like an off-the-cuff type of guy. Not really like...
No, he's not going to...
I'm just telling you from the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and Fred, he would write a lot, too, and you got to give Fred credit, too. And then, then when I got there, and then I had my computer, and I would write jokes. And so Howard had my computer. He had like, Fred and Jackie would write it on paper, and it would be projected on a screen, so Howard would have that screen of Fred and Jackie's jokes, and then my screen. He had all these, avenues to, just to get jokes if he needed them.
Yeah, because when you look at Howard, he'd have like a screen here, a screen here, and a screen here.
Mm-hmm.
What? There was all jokes on there, or
there were all
topics.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people don't realize. I mean, look, Howard's funny on his own, so I'm not saying he needed it, but I'm saying that it made it special. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's like the icing on top of the cake. I mean, now he has all these smart and funny people who are able to write lightning fast as things are going on. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of my things that I would do were just in my head. So, like I would, like even when I forget that fuck chick who died, Anna Nicole Smith.
Yeah.
Just me being me.
Were you there when she came in? Yeah, you.
Yeah,
were there.
she was there.
Was she all fucked up?
Yeah, but Howard wanted to get on the scale because we had a scale in the studio.
You don't do that. Not.
All right, but
this is the Howard Stern show.
This is the old
right.
days.
Yeah.
Stop it, Tommy.
Yeah, you're right.
This is 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Was she whacked then?
No, but she had gained weight, and she lied and said she was weighing less. Howard kept saying, "Get on a scale," and I would go, come on, and I would walk in periodically, like every 5 minutes, and go, "Come on, Anna, get on the scale." And then I would try and argue to get her on the scale, and she'd go, "I'm not getting on the scale." And then I would go out and go, "All right, Howard, go, John, go down there." But it's like we knew what was going on because we knew what the bit was.
Yeah.
Like I was going to be the asshole, and Howard was going to be the good guy.
Of course.
So a few minutes come, and I go, Anna, come on, get on the fucking scale. I mean, I didn't curse because we weren't allowed to. I go, come on, get on. Look, Anna, please. Who are you? No, I'm not getting on the scale. So then it keeps going, and finally I come back in. I go, look, Anna, I just want to say I'm very sorry for keep on,
antagonizing you.
I just want to say I'm very sorry. But do me a favor, get on the scale.
Did she get on it?
No, she was like, fuck you.
See, I don't remember. The last time I remember her being on, she was pretty fucking out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you were there. Were you there the last time?
I think I might have been, yeah.
She was real, slurred.
Yeah, I think that's one of the times.
What a shame, huh?
Yeah, it's always a shame. I mean, a lot of people have been on. Like you were going to ask me about the Wack Pack. I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me about the Wack Pack.
Hank the Angry Drunken Dwarf was by far, Tommy, my favorite Wack Pack.
Yo, Hank the Angry Dwarf.
He is the best, well, was the best. And I would hang out with Hank. See, what people don't know, Hank was as smart as a whip.
I thought that too. I thought that too.
Hank's IQ was double of Baba Booey's, trust me. Hank was that smart. And I would hang out with Hank on appearances, and he would drink that fucking vodka like it was fucking water. I'm like, Hank, it's gonna kill you. Going, what do you think? You think you're gonna fucking live any longer? And I'm like, Hank, come on, man. But that dude was so fucking inebriated, but still as smart as a whip. And to me, he was the funniest. When he would show up with the Easter Bunny costume.
Hilarious. He was fucking hilarious. And you know how, like, I knew he was really high IQ? I mean, he might have been fucked up 24/7, but he reminded me, he had, like, that look of, like, an Elon Musk, right? Where, like, he would have all these thoughts going through his brain. So when you asked him something, even if it was a second or two, I picked up on it. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty good at reading people.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at reading people. So I could see that he would pause before he would answer, even if it was a second or two.
Yeah.
And to me, because of the people I've met throughout my life, I was like, this little fucker's smart as a motherfucker.
He's pulling up the files. I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Even when I'm at the pub, like someone, I have to pull up the files. And like, look, our brains are computers.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have to dig deep to remember what, the answer is. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
And you know who else is like that? That gets fucking beat the fuck up is Kanye West. Now,
I don't know. I don't know him, so I don't know much.
Yeah,
I met him briefly once when he was on with Kim or something.
He's a little different, but I guarantee you, he's smart as a fucking rock. Because
I have no idea.
And I think, I've watched him, like on Rogan and other places, and he reminds me a lot of Elon. Like, he's got a gazillion thoughts in his head. And he'll pause. Now he pauses. Before he wouldn't pause and then got killed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now he pauses and tries to get his thoughts.
Well, isn't that the key, Tommy? Like, just sit back for a second before you say something really stupid.
Yeah, and I think you learn how to do it because what's stupid to me or you isn't stupid to him. It just comes out wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's really fucking smart.
Yeah, I don't know much about Kanye. I just know about Hank.
And at first I thought he was a fucking nutcase.
But here's the other thing. Think about all the Wack Packers that have died. Kenneth Keith Beck. He was one of the funniest ones. Dead. Fucking.
What'd he die of?
I think he died in like prison or something.
Ugh.
I mean, there's so many that died.
See, you know what? I haven't had, because I hate to fucking say this, but the first contract he got with Sirius, he was still Howard. The second one, when he went to like 3 days a week,
it
wasn't the same. And now he's only doing what, 2 a week? And
I don't know.
He got like $300 million for 2 a week.
He gets 100 million, 120 million a year now, right?
Right, but I think the contract. No, I looked it up.
I don't know.
The contract was $300 million for 2 years, so like $150 million.
Oh, really? I thought it was 5 years. I don't know.
Yeah, either way, he's making a shit ton.
Yeah.
But after that first contract, Artie went, you were gone, and now it was basically Sal, the stockbroker. What happened with Richard?
I don't know what happened with him.
I don't know. He's not on anymore.
He's not?
I could be wrong, but I haven't heard him in...
I was the one who discovered Richard.
He was a funny motherfucker, bro. He was funny as fuck.
I discovered Hypercheric. I discovered Richard. Well, he was sending him song parodies, but I'm the first to put Richard on the air at the Hard Rock at the Hard Rock Hotel in Vegas.
He was funny, man.
I also, Jeff the Drunk. Here's the best. Jeff the Drunk. I kid you not, Tommy. He would call me up every morning. Let me know down. And I would go through it. And I would fucking put him on. Because on the phone, like I would have... My screen had a phone list, and then on top I would write jokes and shit, And every time I said, pick up line 10. Just Jeff the Drunk. This guy is drunk as fuck. Pick him up. For 10 months, Howard would not pick up on this guy. And I'm looking. I go, Howard, pick up that fucking phone.
Listen to me. We were all waiting for Jeff the Drunk to come on and the fucking
Tommy,
the other one.
I would go, Howard, pick that guy up. Howard would never pick him up. He would never pick it up. And finally, he picked it up. And then magic. And then he goes, holy shit. And in my head, I'm like, I've been telling you this for fucking hour. Months.
Yeah. Listen, remember I was telling you, we listened to him all day long when we were driving them cars. And then we would all take a van back from Mannheim Auto Auction to pick up more cars. And I swear on my mother who passed away, God bless her soul, old guys, like old Italian guys. I mean, it was a whole fucking shit show in there. I mean, it was the Wack pack in that van. Let me tell you something. And we would wait for Hank to come on all fucked up. And we'd be like, okay, he's got to be coming on after this commercial break. Because we didn't want to miss it when we had to go get the car to take, right? It was Hank and why can't I remember his name? Funny as fuck, the black guy.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yeah. We were all waiting for fucking Beetlejuice and Hank. We were all waiting for him.
Tommy.
Beetlejuice was funny as
Tommy,
fuck. Is he as dumb as he really is?
Oh, man, yeah.
Hey,
but Tommy, do yourself a favor. One of my funniest, things I did, because, like, I was always doing, like, Howard would call, John's on doing the John show in the hallway. Yeah, I was. Guess what, dummy? I was prepping. I was getting all this shit. The Scott the Engineer push-ups. I was always working it, knowing what was good for the show. People don't understand that. But one time, I'm doing the phones, and Beetlejuice is, like, sitting by the office phones.
Funny as
and I'm sitting right behind him, and I prank him. Like, I just call in from... Yeah, I'm right behind him, Tommy. It's on YouTube. Stuttering John pranks Beetlejuice. I'm telling you, you will laugh your ass off. It's about 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long. I am just fucking with Beetlejuice. I'm right behind him. And he thinks he's talking to him like some guy. And I'm like, I'll fucking kick your ass. I'll fucking kick your ass. And it was funny as shit.
Beetlejuice, he's got to be at the top, John. I mean, him and Hank the Angry Drunk, man,
Hank was better. Hank was better than me because Hank knew where he was and he had a heart. Beetlejuice doesn't know where the fuck he is.
But he was funny as fuck.
Beetlejuice is living in like some kind of other reality.
Who found Beetlejuice?
Forget his manager's name. It's like, what manager? His handler. He just introduced. I don't think anyone found him. He just got introduced.
Did you like him?
Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Yeah, how could you not like him? Dude, it doesn't matter. Like, I could see Beetlejuice on a Tuesday. Hey, Beetle, how you doing? Wednesday, he has no idea who you are.
Yeah.
He has no idea who you are.
Well, like, what medically is wrong with him?
He has the brain of a cat. Although a cat would remember you.
Right. Especially if you got, like, some catnip, right? You know what I mean? Maybe you bring
he's
some
not, no, he's not, like, he's just not there, you know.
But he was great for the show, though.
Oh, yeah.
And then Hanked out of what?
Let me guess. Alcoholism. Because I can only imagine.
I would assume cirrhosis of the liver. If I had to take a wild guess,
probably. But he was a great dude.
See,
Hank was a great dude. Jeff Drunk, I didn't know that well. You know, I'm trying to think of any other. You know, Fred the Elephant Boy. You know, he's a smart guy too.
Who's that? The Elephant Boy?
Yeah. He's a smart guy as well. He's not stupid either. You know, they're like, just because they have speech impediments doesn't mean they're stupid. You know what I'm saying?
So, okay, so on the Rat Pack, right, we got assortment of personalities. I'm just trying to get the names so you get Rat Pack, Brat Pack. I never even heard anybody call anybody Brat Pack. Radio show.
Look, living Wack Packers. That means that so many died.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All of drugs, right? Like alcohol or something.
Bigfoot. I thought he died.
I remember Bigfoot.
I thought he died, too.
Living Wack Packers. Holy fuck.
Yeah, see, now, Gary the Conqueror.
Yeah, Wendy. I remember Wendy. Underdog Lady. What happened to Underdog?
St. John the Stutterer, not to be confused with former staff member at the Night Show. Stuttering John Melendez. Look, they put Lenny Dykstra as a Wack.
Oh shit! One of the greatest baseball players.
Yeah,
ever.
nails. Melrose Larry Green, he's a joke in his own. I never knew Sarah, she was underdog lady. I was the one to really. That's another time Howard pulled me aside after the Channel 9 show. I did all my own questions to her, and he goes, John, such a great job with underdog lady, and that's where he gave me my first writing opportunity. He goes, I want you to join me, Jackie, and Fred to write questions for the underdog lady for the Hollywood Squares thing that we did, which was my idea, by the way.
Crazy, the underdog.
Yeah.
Who was the one? What the fuck was her name? Was it Marianne? She come in.
Marianne from Brooklyn.
Yeah,
she's a wacko. Hence the whack pack. I don't see her on your list here, but she's Look, I never had a problem with her, but after I left, she started attacking my wife.
Why the fuck?
Yeah.
I remember Yoko the Clown.
Yeah, that's Yucko. You know, he went on to write, I'm just blanking the name, a fucking animated series that, was very successful.
I'm just trying to see who else I recognize here.
King of All Blacks, haven't seen him in a while. Kibasa Queen.
He was on not too long ago. He was pretty funny. He was funny.
Yeah, Marianne from Brooklyn. She's
King of All Blacks. He would call in when he was in the car.
Ellie got off, and he's transitions now. Daniel Carver, that was another one I did where Howard was like, dude, the best interview I've seen.
No, Daniel Carver, bro.
Captain Jenks turned out, he finally came out of the closet.
Daniel Carver was beast. We all died. We'd be in that van. You got to remember, it was like a culture thing. So it was
the van going where?
From back and forth from Anaheim Auto Auction, because that's when this was. You guys were still on terrestrial radio, and when fucking he would come on, oh my god, we would die.
I know.
You didn't like him?
Well, you should watch my interview with him when he was on the Channel 9 show, because Howard, that's another morning when I showed up, on that Monday morning, because that show we taped on Saturday. Oh, no, we taped on Friday, but it aired on Saturday. And Howard came in again. He goes, John, fucking great interview with Daniel Carver. But nobody was giving me questions, Tommy. It was all me. And I was asking Daniel, so if you're drowning, you don't want to get fucking mouth-to-mouth from me because I'm Puerto Rican? I'm asking him all this stuff. And it was just brilliant. I'm not patting myself on the back, but it's just me being me. And it was nice because those 2 ones that they let me just go and do, Howard was very complimentary. He was like, which he almost says, well, he did come and those are the times that he did. He actually complimented me and goes, John, great job with them.
Dude, he was funny, man. Carver, he'd come with that racist shit. You know what I mean? And even though it was racist, I guarantee you there was a gazillion black people or whoever just watched. Because he, see, those were the good days.
I always tried you know what, Tommy? I always tried to almost hope he didn't believe everything he was saying, but he did.
Yeah.
He was like a guy that was a racist, but you wanted to hope that he could change.
Yeah.
It's like Luke and Darth.
And it was like
come on, you could change.
And it was like he didn't take it too far. He took it right to that line. You know what I mean? And I mean, he was just fucking awesome. He was funny.
Hey, get to the rest of your questions because you're gonna be done in fucking.
Well, now I have an excuse to bring it back.
Yeah,
so I'll fly in it again. Right. This was great, John.
I've been having the best time with you, Tom.
Me too. And it's just me and you.
I know.
Fuck them all. Thank you, John. I'm going to fly you back in and we'll finish up everything else. How about that? Now I have an excuse to get you back here. Now you have to come back.
All right. Anytime, brother.
And you know how it is. If you shake a hand, you know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means if you shake a hand, like people do like that fucking. I can't say what I want to say because you can't say anything now.
Mm-hmm.
If you do like a pinky promise, you promise you come back and you're a stand-up guy. And I know you're a stand-up guy because you didn't leave Howard without talking to him.
I did not.
You know what, John? I respect you for that. And you know what? That's a real man.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe in my heart it didn't matter at that moment if Jay would have offered you $50 million. If you didn't get that conversation with Howard, you wouldn't have done it. And to me, I don't give a fuck if you're Stuttering John, whoever the fuck you are. That alone, my opinion of you is a stand-up guy, a respectable guy, and a good guy. You might be an asshole, and you are, okay?
I try not to be.
And a dickhead, but it comes naturally.
What do you mean? What asshole dickhead? What, because I was goofing on Tyler? Come on,
Just overall, you could be a real dick. But
how do you know?
Because I sat with you for 3 hours yesterday. That's how the fuck I know.
Where was I a dickhead?
Where do you want me to begin? But see, we get along because we don't play that fucking fugazi shit, right? If you got something to say to me, but it's all in fun. It's all in laughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, John, I respect you to the end of the world that you would not go to Leno, no matter what, until you talk to Howard. And that, to me,
No. I tried to talk to Howard.
I know, but
Howard said no.
But the fact of the matter is that you would not make any type of move until you spoke to Howard.
Till I tried.
Till you tried.
And Howard said, "Fuck you, I don't want to talk."
One and the same.
Yeah.
You would not make that move until you made that talk.
No.
And I'll tell you what, that's very respectable.
And I said no to the Tonight Show.
And my friends will all watch this.
Before I got the blessing from from Howard, but he would not talk to me.
But you wouldn't leave until you did talk to him.
He wouldn't talk to me.
You never talked to him? Well, you told him you were leaving.
No, well, Tommy, I fucking tried to. I told you I tried to tell Howard on a number of occasions. I tried to set up a meeting with him and tell him that I needed to talk to him about my future and everything. He would refuse to talk to me. Robin said, set up the meeting with Laura, his assistant, and I said, okay. And I tried. And he said on the air, I don't want to talk to you about anything that you're going to do. And then I go, Robin, now what? Try again. And I tried again. And he would not talk to me. He goes, John, on the air. He said, I don't care about your career. You do whatever you fucking want to do. Don't bother me.
But at least you tried.
I tried.
And to me, that's more respectable than any of the things you've ever done. You're a comedian. You're comedy. You're Jay Leno. You're Howard Stern. I could care less about it all. That sticks out to me. That you were a stand-up guy.
Tried my hardest, man.
See, and most people are snakes.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I ever told you this, Tommy. I know you're trying to end the show, but I'll just tell you this. Jay Leno said when I was at the Tonight Show, when I was like just, like getting it, when they were auditioning me and everything. And Jay goes, hey, John, do you want me to call Howard and tell him what's going on? I go, Jay, no. That should come from me.
Yep.
It should come from me.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. He's my boss. He gave me my start. I should tell him. And the impetus for Howard beating up on Jay was because Jay didn't tell him. And that's what made me feel so bad. And I even told Howard, I go, don't blame Jay. I thought it was the man thing to do for me to tell you, not Jay. Wouldn't that be weird? Howard gets blindsided by a call from Jay. I thought it should come from me.
Well, that's how it works.
That's the guys that we are.
Right.
I'd rather it come from me. You know what I mean?
So to me, right, that's a man. A pussy goes and says, hey, Jay, can you call Howard for me? and fucking tell him that that's a pussy.
Yeah.
A man walks up to the king of all media and say, look, I'm trying to talk to you as a man. I have an offer from Jay. Is there any way we can work out maybe both together? What's the solution?
Yeah, but he refused.
And I understand that, but that's a man to me. A pussy is that goes to Jay and says, okay, Jay, you call Howard and tell him. No. You be a man and you go as yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Then after you tell him if Jay wants to call, fine. But you tell him as a man.
Yeah.
And that I respect you for more than any of your celebrity bullshit. Who cares? That comes and goes. It's the person that you are. Because this comedy shit's going to end. You know what I mean? The podcast is going to end. But the respect that you gained from me, which I'm nothing, but just on that move, and the
Don't
other.
Don't ever say you're nothing, because you're something.
Well, I know. What I'm saying is I'm talking to the guy who worked with the king of all media. Jay Leno is big to you. To me, Jay Leno is cool, but he ain't no Howard Stern. You know it, and I know it. You worked with Howard Stern. Okay, I listened to you guys.
I consider them both legends.
They're both legends, but to me, Howard's a legend. And you worked with him, so I say I'm nothing because you were with Howard for years. Fuck. You know what I mean? But what I respect, the two things, is one, you wouldn't leave without talking to him or trying to talk to him. And two, to this day, after all the drama and the bullshit, you said to me yesterday and today that if he called you and said, hey, John, I'd like you to come on for the last year of my career, you would do it.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but fucking respect to the moon for that. Because in my life, that's all that matters. Don't matter about no comedian shit, money, whatever.
I do not hate Howard. I'll always love the man.
But they portray you that you hate him.
I don't.
But that's the media. And you love the media. I bet you watch CNN all the time. Now I'm hitting you a little bit.
I don't hit any. I don't watch anything.
Yeah.
You kidding me? I have my MLB subscription.
What do you got, Lemon on? You can't possibly like him. Don't tell me you like Lemon.
I don't know. I have my MLB. I watch the major leagues. Yeah. I watch baseball, football, and then every once in a while I'll just fucking flirt around the internet for fucking, intel on my guests. But I'm not a big
news guy.
I don't have No, I'm a news guy, but I'll watch all news.
Yeah.
But I don't I don't pay for any of it.
It's all bullshit anyway. You'll never know the fucking truth. You know that, and I know that. But I respect you for that.
One thing I know is you're a damn good guy, Tommy.
And I think you are too. Just those two things. And you have to understand how I am. I don't give a fuck about all this shit that you did. That's cool to have you on to meet a guy that I listened to for a gazillion years, but I'm not a starstruck guy, as you can obviously tell, being with me for 2 days. But I respect where respect is due. And the way you went about going to Leno, as much as I love Howard, I have to knock him. You tried to talk to him, and that's fucked up that he wouldn't give you the talk.
He wouldn't.
And second off, to this day, after all the shit that he talked and he played, and I still love you, Howard, and I still listen to you, you're sitting here right across from me, and you know this is going to get 200, 300,000 views. You're willing to go back on.
Any day.
And for that tells me you're a stand-up guy.
But they'll never have me on.
What's that?
Howard will never have me on.
Well, that's his choice. But the fact of the matter is, you would.
Howard would if Marcy Turk wasn't involved. Howard would know.
Well, he should be smarter than to let her
Here's the thing, Tommy. The old Howard would know how great that would be for his audience. If he was on terrestrial radio right now, he would go, think of the ratings, the sponsors that would come to have Stuttering John, Artie Lang, Jackie the Gentleman. Think of how many people would be tuned in, but he don't give a fuck.
Right now, I'm telling you right now, if he would bring back you and Artie for the last year and keep Artie in line, which I think he did. I mean, he did try to keep Artie in line, at least on air, it seemed like it.
Yeah.
If you two came back, I guarantee you that last year would be a fucking bomb for Sirius.
Yeah. I agree.
But maybe his pride's too much. But that's something he's got to live with. And I guarantee you one day he'll regret it. He will.
You're probably right, Tom, and I'll sleep nicely each time.
Believe me, I know. I know a lot of guys that their time came to an end, and when the time came to an end, you know what they says? Sorry I didn't do that. Or sorry about this. Well, it's too late now, motherfucker. You know what I mean? But for you to sit here and be man enough to say, look, all right, we had our differences, but I would go back for a year, sure. Give me my 20 bullshit grand. I'll go back just to have fun, right?
Yeah.
And be with my people. And go to Robin again and say, Robin, what do you think about this? You know? And just have that companionship that, you know, you guys have. And bring the fucking Wack pack back, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
You know? It'd be so fun if you would do that.
It would, but it'll never happen, Tommy.
Who can we pay off? Anybody? Any ins you got we could pay off?
I don't think it'll happen, but it's a nice fantasy.
I got to pay him off, right? Yeah. Fucking billion? I don't. We don't got that type of fucking.
I don't know. I don't know why he needs any more money. To be honest with you.
So you come back in a month. We finish off the questions. Now I got you on the hook.
All right,
you shook my hand. Now you have to.
All right, Tom.
All right, John.
I love you.
This was a great time, man. This was great.
This is the best, man.
Part 2, just you and me. We killed it. And you know what? I'm gonna have to edit this motherfucker, which I haven't done.
Why? Everything has been great.
Are you brain dead? Do you see anybody back there hitting fucking camera 1, camera 2, camera 3? Who the fuck do you think's gonna have to do that manually? Are you seeing fucking ghosts? Because the last time I looked, there's nobody back there at the fucking chair. If that thing can run itself, it was that was the best $3,000 I ever spent. But as I look, it's still on fucking the TV.
Dude, you got your work fucking.
Easy breezy. This is nothing.
I would say try and make me look good, but it's impossible.
You watch what I do.
All right, Tommy. Thanks.
All right, brother. Thank you. There's 2 shakes, so now I know you're back.